What is money?
Well, that's a very seemingly simple question, and it has a lot of answers. I never know which one to share, honestly. I've been accumulating answers to this question for almost 5 years now, and I think I have like 50 some odd answers to the question. We've actually compiled past guests answering this question in different ways. We've compiled all of their answers into single episodes, and we have a whole series called the What is Money series, going through all of these smart people that I've talked to and hearing their individual unique perspectives on how they describe the nature of money. And it's actually very interesting because it goes into almost any domain you can think of, right? Some people go into mathematics, some people go into philosophy, metaphysics, anthropology, technology, energy. Like, it's just all over the spectrum. And I feel very fortunate to have stumbled upon this question as like in that it's very philosophically tantalizing, but it's also very relevant to the time in which we are living. Obviously, it's inspired by the emergence of Bitcoin. And I think a lot of people and institutions are now actually wrestling with that question. What is money? So I give you all that as like kind of a setup. I really don't know which way to take it, but on my way over here this morning, I had a 1 hour Uber ride. And so I was sitting in meditation, and it was occurring to me that a lot of what humans do is ritualistic, right? Even our daily, we talk about our morning rituals. So we have them independently and unique unto ourselves, but we also have them collaboratively and amongst people. Obviously, you can say a business, right, is kind of a ritual. You go to the gym, right? You go to a workout class. That's a type of ritual. Everyone's coordinating their actions and efforts in a certain way, in a certain pattern. You know, if you're in a yoga class, you're literally all putting your bodies in the same geometric patterns designed to align yourself with the universe and maybe make yourself a little bit more limber so that you can sit in meditation longer, which is another ritual. And so we are this like ritualistic creature. And I think from ritual, one of the most primary rituals for human beings is trade, basically, right? This is how we actually become interdependent. It's how we enjoy the things that we are each good at. So, if, obviously you're good at making hats and I'm good at making boots. We both benefit by trading. This is the division of labor. This is the win-win game that humans can play and actually increase their standards of living through cooperation. This is also why coercion is a big problem, because that's opposite to that process. It makes it a zero-sum game rather than a positive-sum game. So let's say ritual is very primary. Trade is probably the primary ritual. Money is an emergent phenomenon of trade, ultimately. It's just whatever the most tradable asset is in any economy. You'll often hear people talk about prisoners using cigarettes as money and things like this. It's because that particular asset best plays the role of money in that microeconomy, right? Like, it's divisible, it's durable, it's usable, all these things we can get into later. And so money is just this social phenomenon, or this social technology, if you will, that we impute to a certain asset, but it's just the asset that is most tradable and held with the intention of trading it in the future, not consuming it. So it's something that like activates and energizes and continues this ritual across time. And so this is where my meditation got a little strange for me, because we actually metaphorize time in terms of money, right? Like, how do you spend your time? You better invest your time wisely. We actually understand the abstraction of time in terms of our embodied experience of handling money. So but the thesis that I'm wrestling with, this is very new after my meditation on the way over here, is that like we have physical embodied experience. Primary to that is trade, so that we can engage in the division of labor and cooperation with one another. From that embodied experience of handling money and trade, we gain this conceptualization of time. And from the conceptualization of time comes basically everything else in the world of ideas, right? From calendars, you get religion. From religion, you get social institution. From social institution, you get civilization, basically. So I don't mean to give you the super deep answer to the question, but when you asked me this morning right after my meditation, that's the one that comes up.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're working it out in real time with us here.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go anywhere, listen up. I've got a special announcement. Mark your calendars for this one. November 22nd, Heart and Soil is dropping a new documentary called Fed a Lie. This is going to be the documentary on seed oils. The end, the nail in the coffin. Expect to hear from experts like Dr. Paul Saladino, Nina Teicholz, Dr. Chris Kenobi, even superstars like Bethany Hamilton, as we gathered the big dogs to put an end to the seed oil madness. If you want to check that out, go to Heart and Soil's YouTube, subscribe, and go to fedalie.film. Plug in your details, and we will make sure you get the link as soon as that goes live so you can spread it far and wide. This will be an incredible conversation starter at the family table over the holidays, and it will be you helping us to spread this message of radical health and be a part of the healthy revolution. And as always, thank you for being here. If you like the show, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. Help us to spread this message of radical health. And we'll see you next week. Big love.